Yo, 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 yes indeed. Peace, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? It's love growing. Back on here, back at you. Back on YouTube. Staying consistent, you know what I'm saying? Being diligent, you know what I'm saying? Organizing some of these reviews and some of these things I want to share with you guys better. And for anybody wondering, the reason why there's not really the reason why the music isn't playing along with the review is because they tend to copyright it. And then once it's once they copyright it, you may have to take the video down and all that. You either got to take the video down or you got to take the music and the video out of it a lot of times. So that's why there's not music being played along with it. But I always put the album cover as a thumbnail, so you know where to go find it and everything like that. And as I said, for me, as I said, I was gonna do I was gonna do an album review on the group called on the Canadian hip hop duo called Split Personality. I got my notes again, right here. As you can see, I just got done listening to it. And it definitely it definitely sounds like a cassette tape. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? For those of us who remember those days, you know what I mean? You know, so I do. And yeah, it definitely sounded like a cassette tape, but in a good way. Right, not like in an old way to where it sound old. I don't think of it like that. And the only album reviews I'm doing is the albums more so from my era, or that was kind of like near my era. So for those who are interested in hearing, you know, I don't know, some type of new Kanye album review and all that kind of stuff, that's not gonna happen here. Although I will review Kanye's next album, right, just for the sake just for the sake of my perspective being put onto it. But in no way will I be listening to it after I do the review. But I'm gonna do the review just to give my commentary on it for the sake of Kanye being a hot topic, basically. That'd be the only reason why. Not a fan, but I plan on doing that album review as well. Although usually I probably wouldn't, but just for the sake of it, and Kanye West, you know, you know, being the so-called hot topic that he can be at times, that's why I would do it. That's why I'm gonna do it when the album comes out. I think it's called Vultures. I'm gonna get into that, listen to it, do the review, and even though he's in trouble, also I listened to Puffy's or P Diddy's Love album, and the album wasn't super great, but it was actually kind of decent though. I must say that album was kind of decent. At least his lyrics made sense. I wasn't big on all the songs on there, but right, at least the lyrics that he was dishing out and saying made some sense, and it didn't make you want to turn it off. Excuse me, man, my neck. Pardon me, and it didn't make you want to turn it off. So at least he had that going for the album. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time when you hear new music, most of them make you want to turn the music off. You know what I mean? So so that's why I won't be doing too many of those reviews. But if it makes sense to do it, then I'll do it. If it makes sense to do it, I'll do it because it makes sense to do it, and that's the only reason why. And pardon me. So and I'm gonna do RZA and DJ Scratch's album. I think it's called Saturday Kung Fu Theater. I'm gonna do that one, and I'm gonna do MC Trouble's album. The female MC who passed away. I'm gonna go into that. I'm gonna do her album as well. She worked with the Good Girls and all that, and yeah. So I'm gonna do hers too, if I can. And there's others I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna let those be a surprise. But without further ado, I'm finna get into this Split Personality album. So here's a little bit of backstory. You know what I'm saying? The biography of the group. I got my notes over here. So that's what I'm looking at when you see me looking to the left and all that. You know what I'm saying? All right, boom, let's get started. Split Personality is a Canadian hip hop duo group, active in the 1990s. Of course, I said I said the album sounded like a cassette tape, so that should tell you the era, the time period the album came out. And damn, my neck hurt. Damn. The group consisted of Jeremy Kerr and Andrew Gooden. They are most noted for their single "Try and Stop Us," which was actually a good single. No doubt that it was actually song one on there, and it was pretty dope. The chorus was pretty dope. Yeah, a very good chorus on that joint. And let's go to it. What else? What else did it do? Oh, which was nominated for a Juno Award. Now, a Juno Award is like a Canadian Grammy. So, the Juno Awards is like the Grammys for the Canadian artists and all that. So that give you the idea of it's kind of a prestigious award. All right. Jeremy and Andrew. Jeremy and Andrew, they come from Jane and Finch. Pardon me. They come from the Jane and Finch area of Toronto, Canada. As I said, they're a Canadian duo hip hop group. They were also a part of the group Dream Warriors. Now, the Dream Warriors are the ones that I don't remember their album, but it was like a jazzy type of album. I always forget the name of it, but they had a song on there that was called you, "You Don't Know a Good Thing Until You Lose It." Wake up in the morning, wake up in the morning. They said I was misleading and so deceiving. You got to hear it. Just put Dream Warriors albums, and it's an album with two men on the front, two dudes on the front of it. King Lou and I forget the other guy's name, but check that album out. You should be able to find it, Dream Warriors. And if you can't find that, just put Dream Warriors, P Noise, because on their second album, they had a song called Paranoia, 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 the P Noise, Paranoia, 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 the P Noise. So, you know what I'm saying? As you can see, my enthusiasm for good music is there. It's through the roof. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and I'm being tame right now, so you can only imagine. When I'm actually listening to the music. So anyway, that's pretty much the biography. Yes, they're from Canada, Jane and Finch area, Toronto, Canada, to be exact. And yep, that's their biography. Now on to song one. The first thing that you will hear and notice, for those who decide to go listen to it, is they definitely sound foreign. All right, but they definitely sound like a Canadians. You know that you know that there, you know that yo, what that right there, what that right there, yo, what that You know what I'm saying? Right? They definitely got that going on. You know, the song is "You Can't Stop Us," like I said, which is the song that was nominated for a Juno Award. You know what I'm saying? Decent skills, you know what I'm saying? A decent beat. The best thing about song one is the chorus. Good chorus. Try and stop us, you know what I'm saying? Oh no, you can't stop us, you know what I'm saying? Song one, pretty good joint. It's a good start. Captivating enough. Now song two has a reggae influence, which is pretty much all throughout the album. You know what I'm saying? The reggae influence. Decent beat, decent chorus. Um, One of the lines that stood out was, "Live how you want to live, but be creative." You know what I'm saying? Song two, the line that stood out was, "Live how you want to live, but be creative." You know what I'm saying? That's the advice I would give as well. So, that might have been the early 90s influence of consciousness that might have helped inspire that line. So, it's a good line. Good line, decent song. Song three. Song three starts off great. Great beat, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the way they mixed it, put it together, excellent. I would even say classic. Definitely a standout production-wise on the album. And, you know what I'm saying? They caught the rhythm on that song very well. So, yeah, so, they say three is a magic number. And in this case, that could be said. They did a real good job, you know what I'm saying, at putting that one together, coming off strong with it. They caught the rhythm well. It sounded good. It was convincing. Solid, no doubt. What else? Was the hip hop, the hip hop, the hip. That was pretty much the chorus. And again, the reggae influence, as I mentioned before, it's all throughout the album. That's song three. A standout track. Song one and song two, standout tracks. Song one and song two. No, excuse me. Song one and song three are standout tracks. Standouts. 1 and 3 on the album. I Don't Know. So Song 4, decent beat. Mama say, Mama sighs, chorus. You know, decent chorus. Well, wasn't really much to it, but it was all right. And again, their foreign accent is heard. You know what I'm saying? So they definitely sound like they're from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the Afrobeat thing, which Afrobeat is kind of overrated, but there are a few good songs out there. But yeah, yeah, but you could tell that they're not exactly American. So, which is, excuse me, which isn't a bad thing or a good thing, but it can be heard though. You can hear it. You can definitely hear it. And I'm going to the next page real quick. All right, song 5. Song 5 is just them going through their story, where they mention being a part of the Dream Warriors, and I think their relationship fell apart. You know what I'm saying? They might have fallen out. The chorus is like zig a zig, zig a zig. You know what I'm saying? Which is again the reggae influence, and yeah. So song 5 is pretty decent. I would say it's a standout because of the context they use and just them writing to record their journey and all that. You know what I'm saying? So for the reason that for the sake that they give you some background into their story is why it's a standout. So song 1, 3, and 5 are standouts. All right. Song 5. Okay, song 6 starts off with the reggae thing again. Oh, they have Guru's voice on song 6, where he says, like a mad dog barking through the speaker, like a mad dog barking through the speaker, like a mad dog barking through the speaker, like a mad dog barking through the speaker. Recipes to Guru. Shout out to Diddy Premier, the Gangstar Foundation. Shout out to J. Rue the Damager. Shout out to Group Home and all of them. Enough respect. Okay, that was song 6. All right, song 7. Song 7 starts off in early 90s rowdy fashion, which I always enjoy. It was done pretty well. And again, true to the times that it was released. And remember what I said, it sounds like a cassette, which is a good thing in this case, because it is old. It came out in the 90s. Good beat. I'm saying, but one of the things about it was it leaned too much toward the rough and rugged thing to the era. Rough, rugged, and raw. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but the thing I say about song, what was that? Song 6. Damn, wait, song 6, 7. Okay, but the thing I say about song 7, this is that the third MC. Is that the third MC is the dopest. That the third MC on song was it 7? Yeah, song 7. So the third MC on song 7 was a standout. He was dope, and they say J for jump, which is very like foreign, like which is something like Africans would do to be hip hop in Africa. So again, the foreign thing is there, but ultimately it was a decent record. I can't say it's a standout record, but it's decent enough. It's all right. And yeah, third MC was dope. He stood out. So a standout and so the standout MC is not really the MCs themselves, but more so the production and maybe some of the choruses are like the best things about the album. Not so much as their lyrics, but yeah, song 7, third MC, he stands out. All right, okay, wait, damn, song 7. Okay, song 8. All right, had a good boom bap beat. The line that stood out was, "I got more pump than Reebok pump." You know what I'm saying? Which is super 90s. They were pretty much like, I think maybe even mid 80s is when the Reebok pump was kind of popular. I think mid or late 80s, I think is when it really became popular. But it shows you the era. But again, that's my era. That's the music I prefer to hear. But I'm just letting, for anybody who's younger hearing this, Reebok pumps was Reeboks was ahead of Jordan and Nike at one point. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Adidas. Shout out to Run DMC. You know what I'm saying? Of course. Recipes to Jam Master Jay. Oh, another line that stood out was, "You don't care about real hip hop, so you make pop." And remember, Q-Tip said, "Rap is not pop. If you call it that, then stop." So this kind of speaks to that type of mentality, which was true at one point in time. As they say, rap music sold out, is sold out. It's been purchased and bought. So that can be said, and that can be seen today in a lot of today's artists, and even some older artists of my era who I love, kind of went the route of today, which is what Busta Rhymes did at the beginning of his new album called Blockbuster. So there's truth to it. And again, you don't care about real hip hop, so you make pop. Boom. That was song 8. Okay, now song 9. Song 9, decent beat, but it doesn't sound convincing. But again, the chorus was pretty good. Because remember what I said, it's not really the lyrics, it's song 1, 3, and 5, and then song 9, all like the standouts. But it doesn't stand out simply, it's not, it doesn't stand out for any concepts or any lyrics or their voices or anything. It stands out for mainly the choruses and the production. So the choruses and the production is pretty much is more or less the highlights of this album. So and the chorus goes, rough and rugged, rugged to the rough. Yeah, rough to the rugged, rugged to the rough, rough to the rugged, rough to the rough. Rough to the rugged, rugged to the rough. Which I said before, the rough and rugged era. It was about 93, 93, 94, which had the Onyx influence. Shout out to Onyx. I did their album review. So that was pretty much the sign of the times. That's how it was going down. That's what they was on. Yada yada yada. So that's what it was about. That's what it comes from. And on that note, the album has 9 songs, and that's going to conclude this album review. I want to give a shout. I want to give a shout out to the Dream Warriors. They did 2 classic albums. Go check them out. Put Dream Warriors, search Dream Warriors, and then put P Noise. You should be able to find it. And then after you get their name, after you get the spelling of their name down, then go look for their first album, which is like a blue cover with them 2 on the. It's a duo. Dream Warriors is a duo, and they're also Canadian, which is where this group, Split Personality, came from, and they were a part of. So, and another Canadian MC is Maestro Fresh. Maestro Fresh West, another dope Canadian MC, legendary. Let Your Backbone Bend. I think was the record. Shout out to him too. And matter of fact, shout out to all original Canadian artists, period. But certainly Canadian hip hop artists. Shout out to Canada as a whole. I'm not a Drake fan at all, but all in all, shout out to Canadian hip hop artist Melanie Fiona, who actually helped me find my name. Love growing in a sense. For those who didn't know. So actually, a Canadian artist helped me to find my name. So there's that. And yeah, that's going to conclude this. Check out the album Split Personality. I don't know. Just put Split Personality. I don't know album, and you should be able to find it. And I see people have been viewing the Damon Wayans Forgotten TV show video. That's what's up. That's dope. Remember, you can watch the full season because there was only one season. You can watch the full season at Rare Gems YouTube channel. Just put RAREGEMS, Rare Gems, and he has all 13 episodes right on his page. You can go check that out. Pretty good show. It could have been funnier, but it was funny enough. And check it out. Get some laughs out of it. See what was going on at that time, because that's the time that I pretty much live in, along with being aware of what's happening in these times. So that's what I do. Find this good music while I'm working on my own music, which will be out next month. Me as an MC and a singer, this is what I do. Oh man, I see you guys are viewing the videos, and I appreciate it. I'm gonna thank you for that. But also, don't forget to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And as this goes on, it's only gonna get better. I'm learning how to edit. I'm looking at the apps to find out which ones work best. You know what I'm saying? To start editing and putting things in there as best as I can without being flagged and all that. And the copyrights and all that. So I'm getting that together too. But in the meantime, yes, check it out. This is Love Growing. Like, comment, subscribe. Subscribe. Don't just view, even though I appreciate the views. subscribe along with the viewing because you want to stay tuned to what I'm doing, because I'm telling you, music is something that's in my hand, and anything that you think is good, I either know of it or I know something better than that music, and I myself am going to produce better music than most music out today, and I would even say pretty much all the music out there today. So I got more album reviews I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a video maybe even tonight about the four states of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go into that, deal with that. I told you, music and spirituality is what things come down to for me. It's what I do. It's what I deal with. It's what I'm about. It's, excuse me. It's pretty much the two pillars of my life: music, spirituality, spirituality, music. I'm an MC, singer, MC. This is what I do. So it's coming. Yes, the God of music and the God of many other things, but let's just keep it at music for now. Since this is an album review, enough respect, much love to all artists, brilliant people, man, woman, child. Everybody be safe, inverential peace, and I'm out. Love growing. Stay tuned. Like, comment, share, subscribe. The God is gone. Peace out.